this lesson, we're going to review the if formula with a nested or formula. The if formula can be used to perform a logical comparison between two values by testing for a condition and returning the result based on whether that condition is true or false. You can also use the OR function, which is one of the logical functions in Excel, and use it in combination of the if function to determine if any of the conditions in a test are true or false. So let's take a look at the formula explanation. First, there's the logical test, and that's the condition that you want to test. Then there's the value if true. So that's the value that you want returned if the logical test is true. And then there's the value if false, part of the syntax, and that's the value that you want Excel to return if the result of the logical test is false. So let's take a look at an example where we can use the if formula and nest an OR formula within it. In our example, the general manager of a second-hand car dealership wants to know which salespersons met any of the sales targets. If the salespersons meet at least one sales target, they are eligible for the month-end bonus. The two criteria are as follows. Units sold during the month must exceed 6 cars. Total sales must be greater than $10,000 for the month. The financial analyst produces a sales report from the company's ERP system with sales by salesperson for the current month, and the report provides details on the number of sales and the total sales dollars. So let's take a look at that raw data report. As you can see, starting in row 47, the raw data shows the salesperson, the total sales that they made during the month, the units sold, commissions, and bonus. We've summarized the inputs within cells C39 through D43. Therefore, the sales goal is $10,000 for the month. The minimum amount of cars that needs to be sold in order to hit the bonus target is 6. The commissions is 4%, which isn't really relevant in this case. They're going to get paid out commissions regardless. But the additional bonus amount is 5%, and the bonus of 5% is only paid if either of the two goals are met, i.e. the sales goal of $10,000 or minimum car sales. So we can write the if statement and nest an OR statement within the formula, and we do that within column G called bonus within the table. So let's open up cell G48 and take a look at the formula that we wrote in order to test whether the bonus should be paid out for each of these salespersons. So in cell G48, we wrote if open parentheses or, then we're putting open parentheses and writing the first logical test. So the first logical test is whether D48 is greater than D40. So D48 is the total sales for the month, and D40 is the sales goal. So if the sales for the month exceeds the sales goal, then we know that the goal has been met. So that's the first logical test. Then we move on to the second logical test by separating the two with a comma. The second logical test is whether E48, which is the units sold, in this case there are 8 units sold for the month by Erica, whether or not that's greater than or equal to D41, which is the minimum cars to be sold under the company bonus plan of 6. And in this case, 8 is greater than 6, and therefore Erica has actually met both of the conditions for the bonus, and she should be eligible for a payout. We only have 2 logics that we need to test in this formula, so as you can see on screen here, there's a third logical test that we could have written if we wanted to, and even more beyond that, but in this case, we only wanted to input 2, so we're going to close out the parentheses and separate the next part of the argument with a comma. Then we move on to what we want Excel to return as a value if the conditions are met. So because we use the OR statement, we just need one of the conditions to be met in order for the formula to be true. Now, if it is true, which we know in this case Erica has met both, so it should be true, we want to multiply D48, which is the total sales that she made for the quarter, or for the month rather, and multiply that by the bonus amount of 5%. So we're multiplying D48 by D43. And if the amount is false, if the conditions are false, if none of them have met, then we want to return a 0. So we're going to put comma 0. We can go ahead and hit enter. And when we hit enter, we see that she's eligible for a $600 bonus because she's met at least one of the conditions. We can drag that formula down and apply it to the rest of the table for the salespersons. We notice that Evan, he is eligible for a bonus as well. And if we take a look at his sales for the month, he's only sold $6,500 worth of cars, so he's not eligible based on that condition, but he has exceeded the goal for unit sales, and he's sold 7 units, which is in excess of the minimum amount to be sold of 6, and therefore he's eligible for a bonus. The rest of the individuals, William, Arlene, Josephine, and Jenny, they are not eligible for bonuses because their total unit sales have not exceeded 6 for the month, and the gross amount of sales that they closed for the month is less than $10,000. Hey guys, thanks for watching this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe from you. And if you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel, check out these videos above. And don't forget to check out our website, commercecurve.com, where we have lots of in-depth finance and accounting courses available with full training workbooks. All of our courses come with complete workbooks of lessons, examples, pre-built financial models, and training video. Hope to see you there.